Right now our issue with our car is it wasn't sitting level from left to right. We were off on our wheel well openings. So we're trying to determine what the problem is. And on the back of the car, which you have a clip of, the rear end cover is broken, the rear spring is all whacked up, so that could be part of our problem. So what we did was we blocked off the frame, so the frame is sitting equal from side to side, which in turn, it makes our rear quarter panels equal from side to side. The issue we have right now is on the front end. Our front wheel well is still low on the left-hand side, the driver's side. So we put a level across the top of it. We're at 36.5 on the passenger side. And we're 36 and 3/16 on the driver's side. So we want this driver's side to go up. And so in order to get this to come up on this corner, and there was damage on this side from a previous accident. So something's probably just off a little bit here, or the bolts are off. So you come around here, and you'll see this left outer frame extension bracket, which is this bracket right here that bolts back here to the frame horn. This bracket we're taking out, and then we have the last two bolts that hold the frame extension on, which in turn has the core support, inner fenders, everything's bolted, comes back to these two. So we're going to loosen that up, and we're going to bring this up and get our 1/4 of an inch, and then put it back together. So this is our left outer frame extension bracket, frame horn out to impact bar. We're removing this. You can see one of the bolts, but the other one's hidden behind here. So we're taking this out of our way. We're going to unloosen these two bolts and put our jack right here and jack up this corner just about 1/4 of an inch so both sides are matching. So when we first started checking our car for height, number one thing is make sure the tire pressure is the same all the way around, because that changes the height of the car. Then if you see a variance there, then check your frame from your frame to the deck. We always like to glue a car together on a deck so we don't have to bend over. So get the car deck sitting level, get the frame sitting level, then we address the body to see what's wrong. So we're going to grab that floor jack, one of you guys, and put it back up here on the frame rail before he unloosens those bolts all the way.
Yeah, I've seen somebody do that before, put a wrench on there, and freeze all over the place.
Oh.
Wrench spun around into the radiator.
Okay, take it up. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, so these two bolts have these two bolts have nuts on the backside that aren't welded to the frame. These two are welded to the frame and the horn. These two are not. So we got back there with the wrench, unloosen this frame horn. Now we're going to jack it up a little bit, and as he jacks it up, you'll watch that. You'll see that frame horn move. We're only trying to achieve 1/4 of an inch, basically, is all we need up here. So go ahead and jack it up so we can see that move. You can see that frame horn a little bit more. Keep going. Keep going a little bit more. So now you got the frame horn that moved inside of here. Now while that pressure's there, we need to tighten this back up. Just a minute though, Corey, I want to. Okay, you can see in there where it's moved on the bolt holes. Now, put your wrench on there. Do the front one first if you want, or the back one. Just tell me which one you're doing.
The one you just were on.
The back one?
This one right here. Just kind of go slow though, because it's a little
What we need is 36.5 inches on this side. and we got 36.5 inches. We didn't pick the car up enough to move the tire, which made the tire change on its camber to make it so higher. So now we're at 36.5 on this side, 36.5 on this side. So now we're going to hang our fender back on the other side. And this side to the bottom is 31 inches. So we know at the bottom of the wheel well lip, we want 31 inches on the other side. Now we can move that fender up and down a little bit if need be. So you got to make sure, for starters, when you're hanging a panel, check the alignment, which we've already done, so we know we have the camber right. The car's not sitting crooked from that. Check your tire pressure from the deck. You know that's good. If you've had to jack the car up, let it back down and roll it so it rolls back into place. Air pressure, if you're off, then at that point, we've came in here, we measured our frame, so now we're the same. We put a look, not much, but just enough to keep the frame, because our suspension, when you look at the suspension in the rear, you can hear at this leaf spring, what this leaf spring is doing can be part of our problem. The rear end cover is cracked right there. So we know we got an issue with how this car is sitting in the suspension. Frame sitting level. We went to the front and we took care of the front frame horn here, the extension. And now we're putting all the parts back in there, the frame horn extension, bolting it all back in there. And then we'll put our fender back up there and see where we're at.